Welcome back, Nuggets. Welcome, welcome. Let me see if the stream is running correctly. I think so. Should be. There's some lag always. Yes, I think so. Welcome, everyone. I'm starting a bit early. I think I set it on like 15 minutes past 8, right? Starting a bit early. I thought before we get into things, getting my bearings a little bit. It's been a little while. What's this? What is that? How's that supposed to work? I don't know. Oh no! I clicked something. What did I click? Am I still live? That's always the question. I think I did. I didn't end the stream, did I? That would be amazing. No, I'm still live. All right, that's fine. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I just jump scared you a little bit. All right, I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I've been really busy lately. I've also been really busy working on the demo. Whoop, let me mute my phone right there. I've also been busy working on the demo and fixing up some stuff, but I'm waiting on some final details, some minor things, before I can wrap that up, which will be awesome. But I've also just been testing and been fixing a ton of bugs and been doing a lot of tweaking. I don't know if it's necessarily tweaking, but making systems better. And I thought, let's just start and run through the game, just because I just want to show you guys some things that I made. Is that okay? And then at the correct time, which is 15 past 8, we'll start. Ooh, I think that is really loud. Or at least it is for me. I think that's better. All right, so one thing that I finally did is I actually made proper scaling. So if you have like a big ass monitor, which is, I don't know, 21 by 9 or even 32 by 9, like who has a 32 by 9 monitor? I don't know, guys. It actually scales properly right now, and also like the menu buttons, because they used to go all over the place, but now they actually behave well. One thing I also fixed is I added a ton more accessibility options, like also a way to turn off screen shake and actually toggle the HUD. And something that I've done, which I am actually really excited about, is that I can now cycle through the menu. So I'm like going up right now and I'm going down. That was something that wasn't possible before, but I needed to change a lot of options, and I got really sick and tired of not being able to cycle through. Oh, it actually broke. Oh no, it's supposed to go like crooked. All right. I also added a quality switch. Wow, setting it to low. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I mixed up the audio settings, so I now have separate music and SFX sliders. That is also because I was capturing footage for a trailer, which is also coming, and I really wanted to do it like that. What else? I added some extra bounce right here. One cool feature. No, I'm going to show that in a second. So if we start off a new game, I added a new control scheme menu. This one's actually really cool. I'm going to show that, and I'm going to show it anyway. All right, so take a look at what it looks like now, right? And that is because I have a gamepad connected. If I run the game again, and let's say I show the credits, right? Now in the bottom right corner, there's the back button with the B. But now when I disconnect my gamepad, So now I actually don't have a gamepad connected, and I need to subscribe to the event that Unity fires in this case, because it has fired an event. Because if I now go back to the credit screen, you can see that the back button has turned into escape, as well as all the buttons at the bottom row. So delete is the delete key, load is enter, and back is again escape. So if I'm going to delete this one, yes, and now when I start a new game, the layout actually changes to a keyboard. How cool is that? I'm sorry, but that's just something that I thought was really, really nice. Let me plug it back, plug my controller back in. Yeah. And now the A right here for skipping the dialogue, it's an A again, but when you disconnect the gamepad again, it turns into also the enter button, which is really cool. I also changed this scene, and I added some birds. You might hear them as well, the birds. I didn't really like the pose that Carly was in, so I changed her pose. I also switched up the lighting a little bit so that it looks a bit more crisp. All right. Now it's loading. I have actually no idea why it's loading this long. Here we are. All right. So I don't think much has changed here. Oh, yeah, one thing I added is these notifications, because I have a new quest. So I now have a notification for that. Yeah, so this B also changes when I have more, or when you don't have a gamepad connected. And as you can see, there's also a crow here. And I can scare them off! How cool is that? I've put crows everywhere because I really... Or they're actually ravens. Oh, there's more over there. I also changed actually a ton of things in the character controller, so the way that Carly works, because right now, or right now, falling is working actually properly because she can stand on the edge and not do like the falling motion every second, and she cannot climb up against really steep things anymore. I don't think I have something which is really steep. Or steep, like slightly angled, because the way she used to work, if something was only slightly angled, she could just walk up, and I hated that, so I changed the way that works. Another thing that I changed, which was one of the very, very first big bugs that I actually didn't know how to solve, was the fact that now I can go underwater and come back up again without falling through the level. I can actually go underneath here, do super freaky jumps here, and not fall through the level, because what used to happen is when that happened, Carly would sort of jump up, but she wouldn't leave the water collider. So the water collider would just think that, all right, so she's still in the water, but she would be in her jumping state and would just fall through the floor. So I fixed that by adding on trigger stay. There's one thing that happens right now, and that is if I jump right here, she clips through the boards, which is kind of hate it, but I also kind of don't know how to fix that, at least not yet. So we'll see how we fix that. Another thing I think I didn't show you guys is that I also created all the parts. And I also made some really cool new ones, but you will have to check those out in the demo. Yeah, so I made some crows, some stuff like that. I also made cutscenes skippable, as you can see. You can skip them right now. That is really fine. And which one of you guys were there for the last gaming stream where we played Call of the Lamb? Still intending on finishing that though, but you know, I only have time to either game or work on the game. I don't want to work on the game right now. Nevertheless, some enemies in Call of the Lamb had those. I was amazed by the design of some of the toxic puddles. So some enemies would spawn a toxic puddle, and as soon as you stepped into one of those puddles, a timer would start, and then if the timer was over, you got damaged. And while I was playing that, I hope some of you guys remember, if you were there, that I was very much excited about that. And I was like, OMG, I gotta steal that. And I did. I actually did for the Mighty Turd, because I think that it works great with that character, and I will show you. So when he starts running away, he now drops one of those puddles. Because some people also commented on the fact that it was weird that he ran away from you. But now when he starts running away, he drops a puddle. As soon as you step in it, the timer starts. And when you step out of it, the timer stops. But when the timer goes off, you get damaged. I thought it was a nice addition. And it works actually really well. What else? What else? What else? Oh, yeah, I finally fixed tiling of my building so that I can actually change the walls without changing the rest of the texture. Thanks to one of you lovely nuggets, Dimitar, who uploaded a tutorial on multi-materials. I hadn't had time to figure that out, but I did, and it actually works pretty well. Oh, more crows over there. Ravens. I keep saying crows. What else did I change here? I think not that much. Oh, sorry guys. Let's quickly get this quest run up. What do I still need to... Oh, I didn't accept this quest yet. I am on your quest though, Captain, don't you worry. Oof. Let me accept thy quest. Oh, did I not pick up the other gas can? That's dumb. Another thing I actually also changed is that now when you attack, you actually... So what I did previously is when you attacked, I disabled gravity, right? So she has like this 3-hit combo. So if I would start like up here, like on this ledge, and I would do the attack, I wouldn't be standing on the ground by the time I did the third attack. But I changed that because it was giving me some real weird stuff where you could, from the edge of something, start your attack, and then like... it would basically do weird stuff. Also, what would happen is when you dash attacked, it would actually be in the air attack state. So I have a separate air attack state, and so when you would dash, Carly would register as if she wasn't grounded, because technically she wasn't. So she would be grounded, and then when you did the attacking, you would do the air attack, and it looked really weird because she would basically always do like this weird thing when you're on the ground. So now that I reworked falling and how gravity worked, and when how she registers when she's on the floor, that is also fixed, making the gaming experience or the fighting experience way, way better. Let me check out some of the comments. Thank you, Savvy Slick. Sky, which button did you put dash, and how did you like that button for dash? Did you pick from another game? So my dash button on the gamepad is actually the bumper. It's not the trigger, but the bumper. The reason I picked that is because you can then jump and dash at the same time. Because you sort of have... How do I show that? Jesus, next, show your hands. Because you can do like this, instead of having to do like a button movement with your thumb. I don't know if that's a big thing, but I kind of like it there. Again, I also had a discussion like this on Twitter. All the controls are remappable, so if you want to have it somewhere else, go. And did I pick it from any other game? On the keyboard, it is the shift button. I actually don't know. I think it's a bit standard. There are some standard things, I guess. And putting dash over there, I think, is one of them. honestly, I hate playing with keyboards. I hate it. So I don't do it. I also say that it is optimized for gamepad range. So, all right. Another big thing. Oh, I already wasted 20 minutes. Sorry, guys. Another big thing is I actually downgraded my Unity version. Because when I was making builds to test for the new demo, because, well, you also need to like make builds in between, I was noticing that some objects didn't cast shadows. So, as you can see here with the ravens, can you then scroll? No, oh, that sucks. Nevertheless, these ravens, they cast a shadow. On this material it worked fine, and on some other materials it also worked fine, but as some of you know, I am using Toony Colors Pro 2, which is an asset that I bought from the asset store, and it's like a toon shader. It has amazing options, I highly recommend it. But objects weren't casting shadows on those objects with a Toony Color Pro shader on it, but only in builds, which is a whole nother can of worms, and one of my... I hate that so much. When you have a bug that is only in build. That's... Oh, there's... Ugh, hate them. Nevertheless, for the love of me, I couldn't figure out what it was. I started new projects. In those new projects, it was actually working. So I was like, what the heck? Hey? And so in the end, I decided to downgrade again from Unity. I was on 21.3.22. I downgraded back to 21.3.14 again, which was sort of my starting version. No, I think I was on 12 when I started. But now it's working again. So whatevs. I didn't really need, I think, Unity 22 for something. I know that in the latest version, or at least... the other guys from work, my colleagues, say that they needed the newest version because they fixed something in the new UI system, but I'm not using the new UI system, so I think I should be fine. Should be fine here. I basically also added some of these background buildings, and here's something that I would like to show you. So this building, let me see if I can pull it up in the editor, right? Like this building is slightly slanted. Slightly slanted. Try saying that 20 times fast. So this building is slightly slanted, right? And so if I would go up here, now I cannot anymore, but I used to be able to, well, perhaps at some point, but you know, see, she even there gripped a little bit. I might have to look into that, but nevertheless, I could just walk up this building. And I was like, that is lame. I need to fix that. Austin says, new UI system for Unity. Yeah, so Unity has a whole new UI system, which is looking more like CSS and all that sort of stuff. Quite honestly, for me personally, it's just not there yet. So I'm not using it. I could see some of the benefits, but for me, it's just not there yet. Ooh. Let me see. What else did I fix? Did I make some big... Did I make some other big fixes? Oh, I put some buildings over there as well. The Goop Pools are here, of course. I think I had a ton more of small fixes that I did. Oh! I died. And I had some weird stuff that I didn't account for. Like, when you quit, I have this pop-up, right? But I actually didn't disable the pause button, so you could unpause the game while in this menu, and that would mess everything up. Back up. Alright, so that's like... all those kinds of things. But those were like the biggest things. So Sky, see a comment here from Skies. Open some of the windows on the buildings and put a coin inside. So it feels rewarding if someone tries to explore this building. Let me just say, there are other buildings to explore. Right? Okay. I died it. What? I wasn't paying attention. Did I do anything else? Can I make this? Oh, no. Oh, ladders. Ladders are terrible. More crows. Putting crows everywhere. Did I change other big things? I had like a bazillion bugs on my list. I could just open my list. Where's my list? Would you guys like that? Let me open my list for y'all. Oh, it's over here. Let me see if there are some cool things on here. Yeah, so I had some sound bugs. I had some trouble with like NPCs not warping correctly to their positions. Oh, I had a lot of things. There was also some things. So I have this water trail, right? That was an annoying bug as well. Like when you're in the water, I have this water trail that's behind you, and sometimes it would just stick. Oh, that was the most annoying bug to figure out. And I think I caught it. All right. Let's get down to business. Pedro has a cool list. So you want to know why I have like a notepad list? It's because I've been playing this game like crazy, right? So I'm just playing the game and I need something to scribble it down. I used to have a notebook actually for that. Let me get my notebook back out. I have this really nice notebook because I love doing it in paper. I think it's in my it's a bullet journal. Yeah, so it's a bullet journal, right? So it has like these. Well, you guys. I hope you guys watch my devlogs, right? You've seen this book before. Can I focus it? So these are also bugs for the first alpha, right? So I used to do it like this. But it's like a bullet journal, right? So it has, can it focus? So it has like these squares. That is, there we are. That's like amazing to draw lists on. So I need to keep this back on my desk. It's actually, yeah. All right. Let's go to the main event of the evening. I think you all saw the thumbnail. You all saw... Did it do anything? No, right? You all saw the thumbnail. You all saw the title of this devlog. Devlog? No. Dev stream. That's what it is. It's no longer a secret. And I was actually... sort of contemplating if I really wanted to do this, but then I have this new. I want to try it on stream, but then I just like roll the dice. Oh, it's a 2. That's actually really low. Let's roll again. Wait, can I not roll again? Oh yeah, I can. A 7. Well. Let's say I rolled a net 20 on the decision. So when I was making that devlog, I think it was 2 devlogs ago, where I talked about like remaking the boss into squid, right? And I was thinking, all right, so the second level, the falls, it needs a flying boss. Wrenched has always been a bullet hell, of course. And what's more classic and iconic than a shoot 'em up bullet hell, right? Like, I don't know. It's called Ikaruga, right? Let me Google that. That's always what I have in my head when I think of like a bullet hell, something like this. Like, that's amazing, right? Why is it a wiki? I just wanted to see the thing. Well, it doesn't really matter. You get the idea, right? And so when I was making that devlog, I was like, okay, so we have a flying boss. I think you guys saw that experiment that I had, like with the floating Carly, right? On like, what's that? Like a paraglider, parasail, something like that. But I would like, but wouldn't it be much cooler if Carly could like hijack a flying bot and just go ham for one level doing like a horizontal shoot 'em up? How cool would that be? And I was contemplating this because of course it also changes the scope of the game a bit, so I really want to keep this feature small, right, and simple, because it's sort of supposed to be a change of pace from all the platforming, because you know, like the hub and the first Sunken City level is a bit getting used to the game. Then the falls is like a little bit of a shoot 'em up, and then you go back to the factory where you're gonna do a lot of hardcore platforming, and then you go to the scrapyards where you're gonna do a lot of fighting and combat. So I was like, do I need to do this? Should I just do like a normal boss fight? And I was like, no, you know what? F it. We're gonna do a shoot 'em up. So I'm gonna do just like Squid. Let's develop this together, because why not, right? In contrary to my normal dev streams, I actually did, before we started, set up the scene, actually. So we have a very empty scene with Carly in it, and we have this very good looking cube. But this cube is actually a vehicle, and as soon as I enter this vehicle, I can no longer, well, I can still pause the game, but I can no longer control Carly. And something that has happened, actually, is if we go to this perfectly cube, well, it's actually not a cube, whatever, we see that Carly is actually parented to it. So if we move the cube, we will move Carly. So now we have a setup where we can actually do stuff with this cube, which is supposed to be a plane, or it could be like a boat, or it could be anything at this point, because Carly is now in the piloting state. So she is piloting this vehicle. The reason I did it like this is because now we're going to basically write code for a vehicle, which is in this case a shooting spaceship, but we can keep that all separate from Carly itself. So Carly is basically, she's just a puppet for the vehicle at this point. All right, so this is our starting position. Let's see, because I saw a lot of comments popping up. Oh, you can only see my face. Oh, wait, I see. I didn't do the other thing. Ah, roll to fail. That's not a fail. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's not a fail. It was a win. It was always supposed to be like this. Ta-da! Let me show you guys really quickly. The good thing is that there was nothing to see, because it was basically always an empty scene. So the perfect cube. And by the way, I thought you guys liked my face. That's why I watch my videos, right? All right, so it's an empty cube, and when I interact with the cube, I cannot do anything anymore. And as I was saying, as you can see in the hierarchy, Carly is parented to the cube. So we can now do anything with the cube, and Carly is basically a puppet from the cube. From the cube? From the cube? No. Of the cube. Puppet for the cube? Whatever. So let's say if this cube was a nice vehicle, then she could be in it and the vehicle could set her animations. All the other stuff that I said, you guys heard, right? So let's make some stuff. I actually didn't think this part through, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. All right. Let me. In any case, let's make a new folder. Let's call it vehicles. Vehicles, you say, Lex? Are there going to be more vehicles? I think so, but no spoilers. We'll call this a airship. I'm not really sure what it's gonna be. Let me just drop it. I modeled a plane because I didn't do that right now, just because at some point, like way in the beginning, the idea was that you got stuck in the hub world and Doc had a plane that you could fix up, so you needed to find parts for the plane. And I actually made a plane. So we could make it a plane, but I'm not really sure if I want it to be a plane or a crashed bot that she sort of reanimates or something like that. So let's just keep it a simple block. Let's not say cube because it's not a cube. Let's make it a block. All right, but we'll call it airship for now. So we're going to need a couple of things. So first, we're going to need a manager who is going to manage this whole horizontal scrolling shoot 'em up mini game. So we'll call that one the shoot 'em up manager. I can always call it differently. All right. We're also going to need a airship controller. I always get confused if controller is with one L or with double L. Yes, let's just keep it at one L. I don't know. The airship controller is going to go on the cube. Okay, Unity. I need a new PC, guys. I was actually thinking for coming week to make a video about all the tools and stuff that I use to make wrench. Just show you guys that you can make games with anything. Just need your brain. Alright, so the airship controller is on here, and I'm going to make a shoot 'em up controller here. Put the manager on there. First things first. So what we're going to do, what I want to do, is let me open up my own Twitter real quick. Let's see if I can go back to reality. Because I want to do a trick that I did in my first game, Paper Runner, and that a lot of games do. How can I see my own tweets? Why, thank you. Oh, wait, I need to go way back. Way back. Something I do is because it's a horizontal scroller, we're of course not going to move the airship through a very, very long level. We're of course going to tile small level segments and have them move like sideways. Oh my god, this is going to take forever. I had a really nice GIF I made of that, or GIF, whatever you prefer. And I really wanted to show you guys that because it looked really cool. All right, here we are, here we are, here we are. Oh, I actually posted the old. All right, all right. Yes. Yes, this is it. This is it. Yes, of course. So this is the way I did it in Paper Runner, which was basically a what's that? What's that coin runner game again? It's basically a clone of that. This was the first game that I programmed by myself, so I learned a ton of stuff. And this basically is a looping scene. Do I have any other? Ooh, the very first wrenched. Ooh. I have some buildings. Ooh, some concept art. No, this is actually my first tweet. Yeah, so this is the way that I did it then, and we're going to do that again. So we're going to have like moving level segments. I don't know. I just wanted to show that. All right. All right, all right, all right. I think, personally, but nevertheless, spam in the comments what you guys think. I personally think it's going to be a horizontal shooter instead of a vertical shooter, just because all the crazy monitor layouts and the stuff, and basically the fact that the game is kind of like horizontally focused. So I'm thinking horizontal. I'm just going to try that right now. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a virtual camera. Shoot 'em up camera, which we are going to shift to when we get into the vehicle. So I think we're just going to have everything live under the shoot 'em up manager. I'll call it shoot 'em up manager. So we'll angle it with the manager. So what I am saying, if we, well, perhaps I should bring back the plane, well, whatever. What I'm saying is if the plane is like this, then I want the camera to look at it from the right side, so from this side, right? But if that's also a plane, okay, granted. But if the plane is like this, I want to look at it from this side, right? So it all depends on the orientation of the vehicle. In this case, since our cube is, which I'm actually going to move also underneath here, is oriented like this. Let's keep it all in the horizontal plane then as well. So we'll orient it like that. Do like 90, why not? So let's get this shoot 'em up camera. Now this is always really much easier to do with the game view as well. So we are, at least for now, going to have the camera follow the cube. And no, it doesn't need to look at it. So we have to reset this. So following the cube means that whenever the cube moves, the camera also moves. We're still going to keep it 3D. Should this be 0? Actually, not sure. Keep it something like that. I actually want it to be a framing composer. And I want to see the guides, please. Yeah, so this means, so all these guides, whenever like the pivot point of the object you're following leaves one of these guides, then the camera will start moving. Nevertheless, I'm going to zoom out a bit. And oh wait, it's like, it has an offset. That is why. Yes, here we are. All right. No, you should control that with the camera distance. I think it should be zoomed out like a lot, right? Something like this. I would like it to be angled up a bit, just to give it a bit of 3D feel. And then it should be We actually shouldn't offset it like that. We should offset it like this, so that it always lives a bit over there. I think that would be fine. And we're going to adjust the camera as soon as we got something moving up in the screen. So first thing we're going to do is in the Shoot 'em Up Manager, we're going to have it so that as soon as we get into the vehicle, that is actually being done right now by this cube having a switch on it, and it actually fires an event when the switch is fired. So we're going to well, basically make a function in the Shoot 'em Up Manager, public void start Shoot 'em Up. No, well, yeah. Well, let's call it start. I don't really feel like proper naming, whatever. And we're going to be using Cinemachine. I'm not really sure if that is a is that its own class? Yeah, it's its own class. And so we'll have a serialized field private Cinemachine virtual camera. We'll call this horizontal follow cam. And we actually have a camera manager, which is singleton. And we have switch to cam, and I can give it a horizontal follow cam, and we can switch to it. Technically, famous last words, this should work. So what we are going to do is that, and we're just going to disregard Carly, right? Because she's going to move up to it. We might as well hide her. So as soon as this fires, I'm going to start the Shoot 'em Up. And what I'm actually doing now is I have a separate function for piloting a vehicle. I could also put this in the Shoot 'em Up Manager, but then I lose the ability to also call that separately, I think. All right, let's see what happens. So as soon as we go here, she's blocked, but we get a object reference is not set. Switch to camera. Camera manager, what are you complaining about? Current active cam. Why? Why would I do this? Of the current active cam is the cam to switch to. You have to make sure it's turned on. So what are you complaining about? Should it be transform dot? Have I never ever used this? Have I never ever used this function before? No, just make sure that it's on. What is it saying? Start Shoot 'em Up. Reference is not set. No, wait, it had set the current active camera, right? If current active camera not is 0, turn off active camera. The current active camera is camera to switch to, which is that one. So from the current active camera, we set it to active and we set the priority. This should technically work, but apparently it doesn't. But it does switch to it. So what is causing the issue? Doesn't an active camera has a game object, right? I'm not sure if I even need this line. We'll see if everything breaks. See, that's the way that you fix bugs, children. Just comment out the line that gives you the bug. Wow, this is even... Why is it still... Alright, so it's a problem with the current camera. But current active camera is this camera. Why is it not? Oh. Thank you, Alex. Did I not do that? Did I forgot to reference my virtual camera? That would be weird then. You might be very, very correct. That would be all kinds of weird. Wait, Unity. You are very right, Alex. Thank you so much. Which begs me the question. Oh no, it also switches to another camera. Thank you. Alright, so now we are in this view. And we can technically, if I put this one up here, we can technically move around the object. So because we're going to, of course, make it move like a little bit. But it should stay within certain bounds. Which are we going to set? Because I basically wanted to move like a little bit up and down, of course, and front and back. Perhaps even like have a boost and then have it go back to its original position. We're going to figure that out. But so far, this is working. Alright. Alright. Stop fidgeting with things. Okay. We need to make this thing controllable. The cube. The cube has an airship controller. Do I then... Well, that begs the question. Do I want the shoot 'em up controller to control the... Do I want like the manager to control the airship? Or just have the airship have its own controls and have it be limited? Because I would basically need a reference. I could get a reference to the airship controller and then have it start here, because this of course needs to be enabled and disabled. Engage and disengage. Let's do it like that. I think that would be fine. So this would need a serialized private airship controller. It's with double L, isn't it? I'm super dyslexic. I'm even in Dutch, so my English is worse. Airship controller. Start shoot 'em up. We'll call this enable. And in the airship, we're gonna have a public enable. We should call it enable airship. Just to be disable. Double L. Aww, that's an L for me. Whatever, it's my own code. It's not like 12 of you are looking at this. Alright, so we're going to enable airship because that's nicer. Airship. Wait, I called it enable airship, right? Enable airship. Enable? Now I'm starting to question how I'm writing everything. No, I should be fine. Alright, so we're going to need a... basically what I'm thinking is sort of using the same system for this movement that I'm using in Carly. So let's just see if we can copy that over. Oh wait, it's, well, no, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Let's see, in the state machine. Don't look at it, don't look at it. The Carly state machine is a mess. And I really need to fix that because for a couple of reasons. This still has piled in like all the graphics and all the VFX. I made a Carly VFX manager, but I just didn't have the will to live to port it all over. Alright, so what we have a on movement right here. I'm just gonna brutally copy stuff over. And I'm going to need a lot of stuff for that. Yeah, I know it's bad. The controller is bad. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad. But this one also has a character controller. I could give the airship a character controller. Should I just do linear movement? Whatever. Because it is nice, this way of doing it. Should we give the vehicle a character controller? Oh, that's actually really interesting. No, I think we'll just try it with using the normal thing. And I'm figuring this stuff out, right, guys? So bear with me, bear with me. All right. So I have, and I always forget what the syntax is for that. So let me just, I don't know, in the parts overview menu. Yeah. So I have a input manager, which can register things. I think it's called move. Do I also need cancelled? I'm questioning that right now. So this is Unity's new input system. I don't think I need that. No. I do need some of these things. I'm just going to copy it over. Yeah, I'm still doing the old way of that. I don't do that anymore. So we have a private current movement input. Well, I'll just type it all up. Private boolean if movement pressed equals false. Current movement, that is a factor 3, I believe. Movement, where's that all? Or is that also a vector 2? No, see, that's a vector 3. Then we have some speed things. Well, just type those myself as well. But those we'll be able to set. I have no idea how we're going to do movement, so I'm feeling excited. Movement speed, I don't know, something like 20? It might be too much, we'll see. And we have, no, I'm not going to do a run speed. There's actually also a run in here. We don't need that. I'm not really sure if I need a dead zone here. The reason I did that is because although Unity's new input system has a dead zone for sticks, I found it actually didn't work. At least not for my gamepads, which basically meant that even on the slightest movement you would get input, and that sucked. Yes, so now we have X and Z. Which is like X and Z. So if you look at it like this, come on, yeah, that is like X and Z. Oh, this is the X. But we only want, actually at this point, because that's what you want for like a walking character, right? But for a ship, which is going to move up and down and back and forth, we actually want the actual Y value for this. And we want the Z value to stay 0. No, not necessarily, because I was thinking like we could add like a little bit of polish wherein it moves a little bit back and forth. All right. As soon as we disable the airship, we need to stop listening to move. And here we can just now debug log. Airship movement. Let's do it the proper way. Airship movement, and we're going to just current movement. Just going to print current movement, but then properly written. Let's see what happens when we do it like this. So, do we already have an airship? Yes. All right. So this time I need to remember to set the reference in the inspector. Because that's what I did wrong last time in the SHMUP manager. No, wait. Here, you have an airship. All right. All right. So we're getting some stuff. I am actually going to dump a character controller on the airship. Perhaps then I should put the switch on something else, but it doesn't really matter. I could also go, because it doesn't really matter that it's a character controller. That is just something that's going to move it. I could also make it a rigid body, but then that would just open up a whole nother can of worms, because now, basically, in the update, I should be able to, and let me just steal some more of my own code. Yeah, so applied movement, that is something different. In the airship, yes. Oh wait, where did I type update? Oh, it's in the controller. We're gonna do that as well, but not right now. Update. And we're going to get a private. Cannot type private. Character controller. We're just gonna call it character controller with an underscore in front of it, please. Wow. And then that we're just gonna get. Let's start. Character controller equals get component the character controller. Thank you, please. Character controller move, and we're gonna call it current movement. Let's see what happens. Let's see if anything happens. Should be. We should at least see something. And we have a moving ship. And it actually moves in the correct orientation. So when I press the Ah, that's interesting. So at this point, it doesn't stop moving, right? So now it stops because my stick goes back to 0. So, but for the keys, it doesn't work yet. So for the stick, it does. And we have movement. We have movement. We have movement, yes. So for this stick, it actually doesn't. But that is weird, because I actually... and that is because I do not have a cancel in here, but when I let go... Oh, yeah. Let me really quickly test if this works, and then I'll explain to you guys what I just did, and because if it doesn't work, I don't need to explain it, right? Let me see if that works. Yeah, all right. So now it even works even better. What I'm doing on Carly, and why I didn't, why I had to do it differently for a vehicle is, for Carly, I am using actually Unity's event system right here. So just to call functions. That is because I wanted dynamic rebinding, right? So you can go into the pause menu and rebind keys. I first had a Unity event set up, or a C# event set up, but that doesn't work if you want to rebind your keys. Perhaps they fixed it, perhaps not. But so in Unity's new input system, you have like these different phases, right? So when you input a key, it actually gives a dot started, not dot started, but it actually gives a dot started. Then it gives a performed event. And then when you let go of the key, it gives a cancelled event. And so since I didn't subscribe to the cancelled event, as soon as you let go of a button, this function never got called. And so as soon as you press the button, the performed event fired, and it would say, all right, so you pressed like the left key, so we're going to set it. Set the input, which is 1, times the movement speed, which is 20. We're going to set it to 20, and you're just going to keep on going. That's basically what happened. So, but then if you also subscribe to the cancel event, as soon as you let go of the button, it says, well, you let go, so it's 0. So I'm going to stop. So now we have a flying... Well, I can use the keyboard. We have a flying vehicle, and of course we need to like have it lift off, and it cannot go through the floor. That's a nice addition. We need to have it lift off and do all sorts of cool stuff. But for now, we have a flying ship, which is actually pretty cool. That is actually already a big thing. In how long have we been live? I don't know, like an hour, something like that. Let's mint. Let's do the coolest thing. Let's add shooting. Because that's what everybody wants. Alright, so in the cube, which we'll actually dub Airship, AI ship. Well, technically my game is about AIs, so, but it's an airship. I would actually like the model to be separate from this, but alright, we'll set that up later. I have a gun point. I'm gonna put that right over there. It's in the middle, right? Yeah. Okay, so we have a gun point. Is that pointing towards the correct direction? I never have an idea for that. We'll see. I think the blue one is the forward. Does anyone know? Unity, which color arrow is forward. The blue arrow, forward moves. Yeah, the blue. All right, so it should be angled correctly. Then why is it not blue? Oh, well, whatever. All right, so we have a gun point. So in the Airship Controller, we're going to have a... I'm just gonna do, like, for now, I know that these games have, like, super crazy stuff. I'm thinking A button. As soon as you hold down A button, it will just pew, 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 start firing until you let go of the A button, and then it will stop firing. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's first do a little bit nice, make a header. Let's call it ship settings, this one. We'll call this one, let's make another header. We'll call this one ship, I don't know, transforms, because it's a transform. So a nice field. Transform gun point A. Let's call it gun point A because we might as well have multiple gun points. Why not? Yes. Then we're gonna have another public void on fire pressed. That will also need the input action context. Yeah, because in global, Odd Horizon says the forward is always the world forward. Yeah, of course. What was I thinking about? Yeah, so it is the jump action. Perhaps I should make a different action map, but I actually found that switching action maps, so in Unity's new input system, you have action maps, which you can actually use to change controls. But I found that switching action maps is, I don't know, doesn't really work, which is a bummer. Performed. What the hell did I just do? And cancelled. And this is gonna be on fire pressed. Why does it 3 again? I actually need these. Perhaps I should also on destroy remove these. Just to be safe. Jump, 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 jump. So now this one is pressed. Fire. All right. So now if we go back to the game, we should hook up the gun point. Doesn't necessarily need it yet, but now when you press it, should say fire, 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 fire. Choo, 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 choo. But I don't want it to be button mashing, right? So I want it. So to actually do the firing, we're going to do a private enumerator fire gun. And so what we're going to do, yeah, we're going to create a private coroutine. Going to call it firing. And as soon as, and here we're going to do like, yeah, so here you can use actually the context from the input system. And if context equals performed. It has like input system dot something. What's it again? Input system dot. No, what's it called again? I don't know. Unity check if input is performed. How do you check if an action is performed? No, that's not what I want. Or could you just check context? How did you check that again? If oh wait, you could just it's a function from yeah, if context is performed. Alright. Else if context cancelled. So here we are going to say underscore firing is start coroutine fire gun. And then here we're going to say stop coroutine underscore firing. Yes, but then inside the brackets, please. And we're going to check if underscore firing equals null, because otherwise bad. Then we also need a private float. We'll call that fire rate, because we can also up that. Let's now put it on, I don't know, 0.5. Ah, thanks, Autorizing. Yeah, context performed. I already had it. I was like, what was it again? Yield return new wait 4 seconds fire rate, and then we are going to start looping this. And now here let's just I was going to test in between, but let's just make some bullets popping around. We're going to steal that code from the monitor it, which has all his behavior in this class. Fire, yes, a bullet. Oh, he also has a gun point A, but of course, bam. This should actually work, except for that we need a bullet speed. Well, we don't need it, but we can also set that, and that is actually nice, because then you could have like power-ups which change the bullet speed. All right. I said we were going to keep it simple, right? That's what I said, right? Keeping this feature simple. Did I? Let me roll a d20 on that. Can I roll a d20 on this one? No, I cannot. Let me roll a d20 if we're gonna keep it simple. Are we gonna keep it simple? That's a 14. Not sure if we're gonna keep it simple on that one. All right, the bullet speed. What's it? 25 here. Bullet speed 25. All right. Soul bullet. That's what it's called. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, we need to do one more thing. I actually hate drinking out of this bottle, so I'm gonna spill some water here. Well, it's actually going rather nicely. Before we do all of this, I need to make this airship ignore hits, because that way, whenever a bullet spawns inside of itself, it doesn't get destroyed immediately. Well, shall we press the button? Ah! Who would have guessed? that it would actually work. It looks like crap, but it works. It's like, wow, that is amazing. Is the fire rate? Yes, it is. So it looks really weird when you because you of course move faster than your bullets, so you sort of catch up to your own bullets. That's weird. Wow, it actually works. First try. Love it, baby. Oh, movement speed. I think we should just ramp up the bullet speed. You can, of course, like... I think, well, maybe 0.1 would be a little too fast. Okay. 20.0330. Well, that's it, guys. Have a great night. No. No. All right. Let's then do something on the background. Wow. That was easier than I thought. Yeah, I want to do something on the background, just to see if we can make that work. Shoot 'em up manager, so we're going to create a new parent, which we're going to call background. Well, we're going to call it moving background, because technically it also belongs to the movement, right? And I want to create like prefabs, like tiling, background, prefab. Tiling background, no, it's not prefab. It's called 01. Let's just add a bunch of, I made like these background buildings, like these boys, Yes. Oh wait, yeah, right. So that's 00. I'm actually not really sure at how big this needs to be, but I don't really know. So something like this. Let's put it a bit crooked. Whoa, did it again. You should be parented underneath that one. Oh wait, so that's the same. All right. I'm not really sure how big these prefabs need to be yet. So oh, that's the same. So I actually made these buildings so that I could color the walls instead of everything else. Isn't that nice? All right. Whoa, no, I want to move the whole thing, please. Please, Unity, what are you doing to me? Let's see what happens. So we have like these buildings. All right. Now you can actually see the color of the bullets. I'm gonna fill that up with nice stuff, but this is just, you know, just for look-sees. Perhaps we should also move one or two of these. Come on, Unity, for the love of God. What are you doing? Oh, and maybe we should add like a telephone pole in front like so. Ah! What are you doing, Unity? Selecting stuff is really hard. Now I actually want to see the game view. That's going to be a bit difficult, but it's going to be fine. So if we have something like this in here, then we're also going to have it like that, right? Like that's cool. That's cool. Like you can never see like the ends of it, can you? No. Like that is cool. That is cool. All right, so let's make this a prefab. Actually, one thing I did wrong was, so this thing should be at 0, 0, 0. Is it? No, that's my shoot 'em up camera. Oh, did I mess that up? No, no. Okay, oh, it's fine. Oh, it's because it's following that one. All right, so this one, is that 0, 0, 0? Is this one not? Is this one not 0, 0? Wow. Is this arena not 0? That arena is 0. This flooring is also 0. The airship is most definitely not at 0. This one is it 0? Wait. Local. The pivot. Ah, it's the pivot. All right, sorry. Yeah, so all the buildings should actually... Yeah, because... So what we're going to do... right, is we're going to... Do I have things? Yeah. It's... You all make games. You know what we're going to do, right? So we're going to make, like, prefabs from sections of Sunken City, and we're basically going to move those sections, and then as soon as this one pops off the screen, we're going to move it back over there, and then as soon as this one pops off the screen, we're going to move it back over there, and then as soon as this one pops off the screen, we're going to move it back over there, and we're just going to keep doing that and keep pulling that, and that way it will look as if like the whole background is shooting by and you are flying through the air going amazingly fast. That means though that we're going to like stitch them together, so it would be really nice if all the sections had their pivot point on one end and then extend out towards the other end for a set length. We're actually going to make a transform there where we're going to stitch them together. You know what we're going to do. We're going to do that. So the pivot point is actually in the center. So we're going to do it like this. And now when we have two of these, they get stitched together properly. So in order to stitch them, I think it would be nice to create a empty transform, call it a stitch point. And so I'll have that like right here. And so that means that we're going to stitch this one back to that one. All right. Let's make a prefab out of this, at least for now. World. Sunken City. I'm going to make a... Oh, let's do it in the prefabs folder. Let's make a new folder. Call it... Tiling backgrounds. Whoop. We'll add this one in. Now I could look for a stitch point in here or make a small script which is basically a stitching background. Yeah, it's basically an endless runner. Procedural generation in parallax. Yeah, so this will parallax because it is like 3D, but we could add multiple layers which move at different speeds if it looks good. But let's first start with stitching one of them together. All right, so the moving background. The Shoot 'em Up manager is actually going to do this. So I could like load in resources. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make a private list of game objects, which are called timing backgrounds. Ooh, or should I use my... No, I'm going to do it differently. So I've been using object pooling. Whew, dropping a lot of flashy terms tonight. Object pooling basically is whenever you create something like a bullet, you don't throw that bullet away, you just deactivate it. And then when you need another bullet, you ask from all your deactivated bullets, can I have a bullet? And then you pop it back into the different space. That's basically what I'm doing right here. So I'm making a new bullet for my object pools, asking for a pooled object of the soul bullet type. And then I'm putting it in its right position, setting its speed, and then reactivating it. Well, that's basically what we could also do for these. That is nice, because I have something called a variable object pool, which basically does the same, but with different kinds of objects, because basically an object pool is usually the same object, but this can also do it with different objects. The drawback to this is that I can only have everything once. Is that a drawback? Well, it should be fine. What I mean by that is that if I need at least 5, say, prefabs or sections to fill the screen, then I'm going to actually need 5 objects, because I cannot just create 5 of the same, but I need actually different objects in my variable object pool. Is that a thing? Doesn't really matter. We're actually going to put that on here. The variable object pool. That is actually a list of things. Oh, no, not that one, not that one, not that one. Timing background. And I'm going to duplicate this one, I don't know, at this point like 11 times. And now, as soon as I start the game, you should see that it creates, like right here, it creates, well, 10 of these clones, as well as 10 of these clones, which are the critical effect, critical effects that you see when you make a critical hit, because that actually also uses the variable object pool. What I did a while back is I had all my object pools at the start of the game just spawn all the objects. So if you said, all right, I want to have a bullet pool of 200 bullets max, so that also means that if you want to show 201 bullets on the screen, you cannot. Fun fact. But it would basically create all the 200 bullets, but now I rewritten it to a new system where as soon as you ask for a bullet, it creates a new one and then just puts it in the pool, which is a bit more performant. Yeah, so it creates those. That is nice. So now I basically have those. Then I will also need to keep track of by calling it a holder. Doesn't really make sense, but basically for each game object in moving background holder, we're going to say destroy no, it's actually transform game object. So I am going to empty the current holder, which is this one. So oh, does Unity has its own object pool? Do they? It's like a function. That's interesting. I need to look into that. Perhaps it is more performant than what I'm doing. Then I'm very much willing to transition, because I'm using a lot of object pooling because I have like a lot of bullets and stuff flying around. So I'm putting in this transform. So if I press play, then this tiling background should be removed. Which isn't, which is weird. Oh no, it's not, because it starts shoot 'em up. I'm very sorry. Wow, I just read start. I actually want to make a function out of this. Private void clear. Because I might also want to do that at any other point in the game. You guys know I like to code like this, right? Nobody actually doubles up on Unity having its own object pool. I honestly didn't know. Unity. Object pool TO. Unity engine.pool. Wow. All right. Clear, dispose, get. Whoa. All right. So you guys have like great results with this? Wow, that looks actually really good. I will have to look into this. I will look into this. See if I can get the game more performant, then why not? But for now, I will use my own system. Yeah, alright, so the moving background is gone. Sorry, guys. Woo! Wow. Okay. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do, sorry, I was thinking down, every day we learn a thing, definitely. So what I was thinking is just having a list of game objects, which are the current moving backgrounds. And we're just gonna private int max number of, I'm just gonna call it segments for now. Current active segments. Let's say we're gonna do 4 for now. And on update, I'm just gonna go through that list. So we also need a private bool move background, which is going to be false, which we are going to set to false. But as soon as we start, we're going to set it to true. And here we're going to say if not moving the background, to return. I'm also going to create a function called private void spawn initial segments. Or shall I just say spawn? No, I'm gonna say spawn segment. I'm just gonna make the proper function, and we're gonna call that. Well, let's see if it works. So first we're clearing everything, then we're spawning a segment. So what we are going to do is we're going to make a gate object segment. And then we're going to ask our planning backgrounds get pooled object, and then if segment not equals 0, so if we get something back, because you can always get nothing back from object pool. So there is a chance you get nothing back from an object pool, right? Yeah. But if we do get something back, we first want to we want to add it to, or do I want to do it differently? Yes, I'm going to do it differently. I'm not going to be moving the background in here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it way differently. Wait. Wait a minute. I'm going to create. I'm going to just have the segment move itself. Because then also when it's off screen, I can delete it and spawn a new. No, wait. Let me think about this. I'm also trying to think back to Paper Runner, how I did it in Paper Runner. We could actually check. Could we check? I think we can. Might be interesting. Do I still have the project loaded? No, I don't have the project loaded, I think. No, we can't check. But what would make like the most sense, right? We could have them move themselves. No. I'm going to do it in the manager. Sorry guys, I'm just flip-flopping a bit, but I'm also like trying to figure this out. Because if I spawn like a segment, alright, so I'm going to say to current active segments that add segment. Now it's in there. Now what we could do is we could have it check if it reaches a certain, what's that, Z value, Y value, that it gets removed. And if that is the case, then we spawn in. Or we could have them move. Thinking about what would be the easiest way to do this. Because what I was thinking, Art Horizon says make a despawner that destroys the object if it collides with it, and spawn a random object at the end of the pool. Yeah, so it always gets a random object, like get pooled object gets a random object. Yeah, so Dimitar says you can use the camera frustum. Yeah, so I could destroy the segment. We could do something. So Unity has like a function that gets called when an object is not like rotated. Like an object is no longer in camera. But I would basically love to check the Y value. So I could like check the Y value of each segment. So what I would do, but I'm not really sure if this is like the best way. But let's just, like I keep saying, at certain points, sometimes you just gotta F around to find out. Let's see if this works. If this is a bad solution, then why not? Whatever. So for each game object, we'll call it segment in. What do they call it? Current active segments. So now I'm having each of them, right? So I could check. So if we take its own pivot, it's going to move over the, that is the z-axis, right? So I could first of all check if segment.transform.z is lower than my current transform.z plus, I don't know, is that plus or minus? Transform position, sorry. Position.z, position.z, I think from 0 that's minus, right? So minus, I don't know, 300. Then it should be segment dot. We should deactivate it, and we should also remove it from the list. So we should say current active segments dot remove segment. You can actually check that, and then we should actually say spawn a new segment, right? And if that is not the case, so it is not there yet, then we want to move it. So we're going to say segment dot transform dot position dot z, because I'm going to move over the z-axis. Yeah, no, we're going to subtract because it's going to move back. Let's make a background speed times time dot delta time. What's wrong with all of this? Oh wait, you cannot set. Segment dot translate. Transform dot translate. And that asks for a new vector 3 no, wait. No, the buildings are only moving. Wait. Yes, that's what we need. I need to do it like this. I could just do it like this. Should I do it at delta time? I think, right? Or not? Does that not matter? Oh no, wait. Is this vector representing the axis in world space? Time, yeah. Back, ground, speed. Going to be setting that as well. Zero is field, time, float, background speed is think it should be higher than that, but perhaps it should be 20. I don't know. I think that should work. So now for each segment, it's going to check if it's below, but I'm not really sure if the minus or plus whatever is correct. And otherwise, it's going to check that. Then it's going to go to the next segment. All right, all right, all right. Then here at the start, for equals 0. I is smaller than 4. No, smaller than next number of segments. Plus plus. Did I forget the speed? No, background speed is here. So now we spawn them, all right. But now comes the gist. Because we have to actually spawn the next segment at the stitch point of the last part in the list. Whew. Yes. Because now it doesn't actually show up, because we also have to say segment dot set active true. But what is its position? So if current active segments dot count, so if this is the first one equals 0, it's the first one, we can just spawn it. So segment dot transform dot position is equal to the transform dot position of the moving background holder. I'm sorry, I have a thing for that. Oh wait, that is a transform, so that doesn't need the position. Yes, and otherwise, so if the count is not 0, then yes, then else. Then we need to look for the stitch point. I could do something very dumb. I am kind of dumb. No, I should make a nice script for that. I should make a nice script for that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Or I could give it a tag. Let's give it a tag, but I do have many tags. Although I do know there are some tags I don't use anymore, like drop point. So I can remove those, and then I'll add another one, which I will call stitch point. Save it. I would like the stitch point to be a stitch point, please. All right. Now, the segment dot transform dot position equals. We're going to do a new vector 3 stitch position equals something. This is stitch position. So stitch position is so we're gonna look for the previous segment's stitch point, right? So current active stitch point, and that is current active segments dot count. And that needs to be -1 because that is 0 based, right? So now we have the game object. Now we can actually find, oh wait, the game object, sorry. Wait. This is a transform game object and get, yeah, but then I need to, hey, wait. Can't you find a child with a tag? Get. Oh, wait, I thought you could actually find a child with a tag, but you can't. Aw. No, then we're gonna make a script for it. I thought you could find... Noodle code is the way to go, definitely. No, I thought you could find a tag, actually, but in children, that's what I meant. But you can't. So we're gonna do it differently. I'm gonna do it the way I wanted to do it anyway. So, script, vehicle, airship. No skip. Tiling background segment. I just want to keep this, give this a reference. A public transform stitch point. Now we can get the component tiling background segment dot stitch point dot transform dot, oh wait, it's a transform dot position. It's just the way it's gonna be. I could also, this also leaves a bit of a nasty taste, but whatever. What you could also do is always keep the stitch point at top and get the first child, but it's like, let's just do it like this. Let's just do it like this. So now, wait, did I actually? So if the count is 0, yeah, Hitman. That's what I was saying, right? So you could also get like the first child because you don't always know which child number it is. So then it would have to be on top always. But if you like drag in another building or something like that, then it stops working. So this is just way cleaner. I can also have some other stuff working. There is only one. There can be only one. Is that correct? How much? Wait. All right. Wait. You have to go back. How much am I expecting? Spawn segment. So as long as I isn't closer than the number of seconds. So I'm actually expecting it to spawn, because here it clears. I'm expecting it to spawn 4 segments. So I'm saying, all right, tiling backgrounds, get me a pooled object. If it's not 0, all right. If the count is 0, but it seems like it's always returning 0. Let's check. Spawning a segment. Because why would that be? Because I see them right here. I see them right here. Wow, that the most difficult thing would be the background. Ah, it has a null reference. A null reference to what? Aha. Aha, aha, aha. Oh, wait. Stitch point position. So if it's 1, wait a second. Wait. Segment is not null. It's not null. So the first time it spawns, then it's not null. Then it spawns, then it's not null. Then it crashes immediately. Wait. So we put... Oh, huh? we put the tiling background on the stitch point. That's not good. Should be on the tiling background. All right. So now it should work, and it does. And as you can see, it is on the stitch point. That is actually mint. Now, what also should happen is that they should start moving. Okay, so they start moving towards me, but that's actually pretty bad, because then at the same point they're all going to go. Wait, but what axis is that then? Oh, it's the X. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I can see that it, yeah, so that's minus. So 300 might actually also be a good bet. So it's an, oh fuck. Left? Is that a thing? No. Right? That is a thing. Minus right? It's like right? Minus right? And they were going pretty slow, so let's move them up to, I don't know, 60? They should be going, of course, like blazing fast. Because it's like an airship. It's going fast, right? Alright. Still going pretty slow, but we should be able to verify. Oh wait, still. It should despawn at some point. Did I actually make them despawn? Yes, I did. Oh! I did make them despawn, yeah. When their Z value gets below a certain value, not their X value. Thank you very much. So even 60... I'm not sure I need to go times delta time. Oh yeah, I actually do want to go times delta time, because otherwise frame rate compatibility, stuff like that. But this should be moved way up. Oh, I'm getting excited, because I think that with this it should actually work. Oh, no, it's giving me some errors. It is working though. It is working. But why is it giving me errors? What is it saying? Collection was modified. Enumeration operation may not execute. What the hell is this? SHMUP update. 67. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I get that. So of course what is happening is that in the for each loop, when it starts, it has a number of segments, and then randomly I remove one of those segments, and then I continue the loop. What does it actually say? Collection was modified. Enumeration operation may not execute. Oh wait, or is it this? Because it is already removed. It didn't actually point to this one, but it should still be in an else. Yeah, so it's... Yeah, no, it's going to do the same thing, of course. But it needs to be removed from the... Yeah, I know this one needs to go. But it still needs to be removed from the list. So I actually do need to remove this. So I need to mark it to be removed. Yeah. Yeah, Alex, that's actually a great... So let's make a private name object. Because it can always only be one. So that should work. Yeah. It should technically always only be one. Because it pops them out and it pops them back in again. Well, that is actually quite dandy. Oh no! Why you do this? Why you do this? Oh. What is happening? Wait. A segment to remove becomes this segment. So it loops through the entire list. Say at any given point, there's only one, right? Wait, what? So at any given point, there's one? Basically, it's complaining that we're altering this list, which we are. So maybe oh. Hey, Alex, that's a great thing you're saying right there. Because adding also alters the list. So we should just move this one here if we have a segment to remove. Let's test that one out. Because I was just on the verge of having the tiling backgrounds move themselves. But this is much easier. It's a bit cleaner. But of course we cannot alter the list while we're in the loop. Let's see if this works. That's promising. Yeah, that's better. So this is the thing. This is the thing. We cannot alter the list. Now, and it should be, of course, way back. Hey, where are my... Oh, there's my telephone pole. So, I'm definitely thinking that the background... Oh, they're, of course, stitching like that. The background is, of course, way too close. Because it's supposed to be a background. What? I like it. Well, and now it looks like we are making a lot of speed. Perhaps we could do it like, I don't know, we have to like make it look good, right? Can also make it super slow. Perhaps it was going a bit too fast. Perhaps like 120 is too fast. Oh wait, I'm still pressing the button, but I can just hold it. Nice. It's just for like a change of pace, right? And here you can actually see that it's picking out random. It's picking out random ones, right? Yeah, it only has 3 at this point. Is that correct? Wait, why is that? Because I start with 4, right? Start with 4. Is it because I changed the speed halfway through? It somehow became 3. I'm not really sure what happened there, but... All right. Well, we did it. We did it, Nuggets. It's not looking super flashy right now or anything, but we have movement. We can actually shoot. And I think I can actually make something pretty cool with this. Yeah, we definitely need some boundaries for the movement, and we need some like dashing abilities, and I need to tweak like what feels good speed-wise and stuff like that. But it should also technically... Look, if you have like a giant-ass monitor, it also works. Like every once in a while, there should also be like a big building passing through. That would be cool. But then it should go a little bit faster. I don't know. I'm going with 90. That sounds cool. And let me do one thing. And then I will call it a night, Nuggets. Let me make a rename 02, because this is now the way. This is the way. I should be making stuff like this. Let's take this building and pop it all the way in front. It should be a little bit higher than the phone cable. And I can actually, I don't know, change stuff up. Wall red. Oh. Didn't I call it... Oh, walls. Let's make these as such. Stitch point. Alright, this one can go. That is fine. Here we have a variable pool. Let's change this one to, oh, let's not do it like that. Tiling background 2. Let's remove some of these elements because I only need, I think, 5, right? What should happen now is that at some point a building should come flying by. Oh wait, I think it actually is, but it's way too far away. Aw, that's a shame. See, it turned into 3 again. Why did it? Why? Wait. So, for the building to be visible, well, it needs to be way more up front. What am I doing? Like way more. Something like that? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, it clips in the building right now because it's a character controller. Don't forget that. I could move it back a bit, or I could disable like the... Wow, that is hilarical. Because we put in the character controller, of course, it actually clips with the giant building. That is hilarious. Oh, and there it was already. Where's my building? Oh, I want to see the building so bad. There it is. Like it. And now we can also do, of course, all sorts of cool stuff with the camera angle. We can, I don't know. We can move the camera like this, or like more like this, and have it be somewhat like this. Ooh, that might actually be pretty cool. We could also have it like top down. I don't know, I actually kind of like this. A bit more from the back. Because everything is like on the vertical horizontal plane as well, right? So enemies will be here, so you only have to think about height, basically, essentially. And there's of course going to be a giant ass flying boss here. You bet. Oh, all right, Nuggets. That's actually better than I expected. Some things to think about, and of course it doesn't feel amazing yet, as the real game does. So we'll definitely have to fix that, and we'll have to think about how we're going to make it feeling amazing as well. So it needs to be a lot of tweaks to the movement and to how everything looks, but it's a great start. So thank you all for helping me out, helping me figure out some stuff. Also, thanks for giving like the object pooling tip. I'm definitely going to dive into that and checking out how Unity's own object pooling is working, and if it would be a better solution, because I do have some gripes with my current system and some things that I don't really like about it. So yeah, if that would work even better, then that is nice. That leaves me with saying good night, good morning, good afternoon to all of you. Thanks again for watching and being here. I hope you tune in to the next dev stream, where we'll perhaps figure out some enemies with some cool shooting patterns, some stuff like that, and make this feel even better. So, good night, and thank you all for being here.